Let's learn now about the filter and the amplifier. The filter and the amplifier sections look more like a traditional subtractive synthesizer. So if we look at the filter, we can see that we have a main cutoff frequency, and this filter is a low pass filter. So if I lower my cutoff frequency, I can start hearing the sound getting darker because I'm basically cutting the high frequency of the waveform. Of course, our filter has also an envelope, and this is a slightly more complete envelope where I have a full section of attack, decay, sustain, and release. And this can be controlled through the envelope amount, where if I have a longer attack, now the filter is going to kick in gradually. So I have full control over attack, decay, sustain, and release of the effect. Up here we have full control over the stiffness of the curve. We have a 12 dB or 24 dB per octave. This is 12 dB and this is 24. The filter can also be controlled by my LFO, where I have the amount and the rate. And also the filter can change and can be controlled through the velocity of the notes coming in and where I am on the keyboard. So if I bring it all the way to the right, now it's fully linked to the notes that I'm playing. Another great thing about this filter is the resonance parameter. So the resonance emphasizes the cutoff frequency. And in addition, I also have a drive knob that allows me to adjust the overdrive intensity. I also have a low knob here that allows me to adjust the amount of low frequency that I can boost or cut. So as you can see, a really powerful filter section that allows me to really bring my sounds to another level. Finally, we have the amplifier section. This is a traditional amplifier with basically a four-stage envelope that allows me to control how the sound is controlled over time in regard to the amplifier section. So if I have a slower attack, the sounds will take longer to grow to its maximum amplitude. And same thing with the release, where I can control how long the sound will take to die off after I release the key. So if you want to create something that sounds more like a bell type of sounds, have the shorter attack, longer release, and then you can play it in the higher register. The decay and sustain allows me to control how long the sound is going to take to get to the sustain level through the decay, and this determines the sustain level. Again, this is time, this is level. I also have an overall volume of the amplifier. The velocity of the amplifier allows me to determine how much of the amplifier is controlled by the velocity of the MIDI notes coming in. So if I have it all the way to the left, basically it's a sound that is not dynamically controlled by velocity. All the way to the right, the patch is totally controlled by the velocity coming in from MIDI notes. Finally, let's take a look at the lower left corner here, where we have full control over the arpeggiator, the monophonic settings, and the hold. If I tap on this tab here, I also have control over my glide, pitch bend range, and overall octave shift of the patch. So of course I have control over my overall volume here. I also can turn or on or off the arpeggiator. I can make the patch monophonic, which means I can only play one note at a time. And also if I tap the mono button again, I can make the patch legato, which means that the second note I played will bypass the attack section of the amplifier. And finally, I have a hold button that allows me to hold the patch even without keeping the key pressed. In the second half of the panel, I have control over the overall octave shift of the patch, so I can transpose the patch up to 2 octaves higher or 2 octaves lower. And I have control over the pitch bend range, and I also have control over the glide that allows me to glide in between two subsequent notes, and this controls the speed of the glide. So as you can see, Redshrike is a really powerful synthesizer that allows me to create some really good patches with a lot of originality, but everything from the same panel, which makes it really easy to program.